Hi everyone, let's navigate the charts to see where we are and where we're going on the Bitcoin market first. And yesterday we made a lovely higher low, which is really good news for Bitcoin. We're well oversold. I checked for the past few days, I've been checking historical cycles, every single cycle that we are on right now. I checked them historically and we're way oversold. But that doesn't mean that we are really that this is the bottom. We don't have any confirmation for that is the bottom of the month, because I have forecasted many times before that October will see the proper banana shapes that we've been waiting for. So before that, I checked them historically, and just before the banana shapes, there is a lot of instability and a lot of retest and retest and retest of the bottom. So for that reason, September is the month that will be doing those retests. And on the other hand, I did forecast in the previous video. I said that September I expect to be closing on green. I forgot to say it in the video, but I said it in the comments after I uploaded the video. And those of you who have the monthly time frame forecast, you know my green closure for September has been forecasted since December 2024. But that doesn't mean that it's just the monthly green closure, but it doesn't mean that from now on we just keep going up. If we keep going up in September, then we can expect the top quite soon into the October. So we don't have to have the answers to those big questions. The most important that we resolved from the previous month is that the top is not in. That is a very big question that I answered. And now the next question is, when is the bottom, the real bottom? And we need to be careful with that. There is no need again to put ourselves under extra pressure to figure that out when the real bottom is. The point is that September is the month when a bottom will be made. A big bottom will be made. Whether this is the real bottom here on the 1st of September or whether it will come a bit later, we'll play one day at a time, 1 week at a time, and then we will figure it out in due course. So what we're observing here today, this volatility is not really desirable. We're much more benefiting to have small green candles at this section, because we've only just established this as a support. So it's a bit soon to be pumping like this. That immediately creates the bear divergence that we don't want, and it starts resembling then these pumps here that inevitably led more to the downside. On the other hand, the pump today is perfectly understandable. We have Astro for that because it is Lunar Day 13, and Lunar Day 13 always pumps. On Twitter, I said it's because of the two aspects. The 72-degree aspects now is getting built between Venus and Uranus. So that is contributing as well. 72-degree aspects are very, very bullish. That's the quintile. When you divide the whole wheel of 360 degree into 5 parts, you get 72 degrees. And that's a very bullish aspect. I love that aspect of 72. And also 72 as a number is mega, mega bullish number. So in my system, I have these two explanations for today's pump. But unfortunately, it's not really great for this time now, for this where we are to be pumping. That means inevitably some red will follow after that, which is fine. The whole point of these reds are quite positive to have them mixed. Otherwise, if it starts going only into greens, that is extreme volatility, and we should be getting ready to sell if that happens. So as long as we're making higher lows, we're good. It doesn't matter that we will be dumping on some days. And usually the purpose of the pumps is actually to allow us after that to go on a downtrend. That's why they're pumping. So today is pumping for that quintile, and tomorrow, let's have a look. Tomorrow, the 6th of September, just without checking anything, I expect a green day tomorrow as well, the 6th of September, because the 6th of September again has a very high probability of closing on green on Chinese time frames. Look at the Chinese time frames. For today it's 60% probability, and for tomorrow it's 58%. If you want to know what these animals are, let me just get them. I don't have them in the... Okay, Chinese. So today is the 5th. Today is the fire ox, and tomorrow will be the earth tiger. Earth tiger in the month of the monkey. Oh, tomorrow actually may decide to dump. We don't know. So because tomorrow we have a tiger in combination with monkey month, we're still in the monkey month, and in the year of the snake we have that fatal combination. So I'm not confident to make a forecast for tomorrow, because those three animals are not getting on well. They're enemies when they get together, and they tend to create destructive combinations. So for that reason I will abstain actually from making a forecast for tomorrow. However, on the other hand, we actually have a lunar day 14 tomorrow, which is another very bullish lunar day. Sorry, where is my forecast for September? Lunar day 14 is always a bull day, so we cannot bet. So my bias is to green for tomorrow. Look at that. Uranus retrograde tomorrow as well. That is bullish. Um, Moon aspects not great, squaring Uranus. That's not a good aspect. So the moon is not gonna be happy. So overall, the picture is looking bullish for tomorrow, for the 6th. Except that that combination day between tiger, monkey, and snake is fatal. It creates a destructive kind of atmosphere, but it may not affect the markets. So just a quick detour. You know what is happening in British politics at the moment, where we got this Angela Rayner resigning. I have done their charts, Angela Rayner, Keir Starmer, and unfortunately they created a very, here it is, it's everywhere on the news. Unfortunately, they created a very bad situation between themselves, because she's a monkey and Keir Starmer is a tiger. So first of all, those two, maybe on the surface they portray that they get on well, but I can assure you that a 180-degree angle between them means that they're enemies. They really don't like each other under the surface. And so she's a monkey in the year of the snake, which makes a 90-degree angle to her, and she's also 45 years of age. So 45 years of age is one of the most destructive ages in a human's life. And I was actually surprised, because she was born in March, uh, and this is now what, 6 months since she was born. And I was thinking she's pretty invincible. She's just making her money, scamming the people, and treating everybody as a fool. Like, he got exposed that he was receiving designer sunglasses by his boyfriend, which was kind of funny, but in terms of a scam, it's not really a big scam. It's not any scam, in fact. But then, while he was getting exposed that he was getting designer sunglasses, which is kind of humiliating, by his boyfriend, she was actually buying a house. She made a total mug out of him and everybody else. So I was thinking, when will be the day that actually something bad will happen, because she's 45 years of age. 45 years of age is not a forgiving age. It's not the year to be doing scams and to be taking any kind of risky financial ventures. or anything risky. 45 is an age where you just keep a low profile. You don't make big waves at age 45. So unfortunately, she didn't know that, and unfortunately, this financial move that she planned destroyed her career. And tomorrow is actually that day when uh, the tiger, the monkey, get together in the year of the snake, because it is the year of the snake, the month of the monkey, and the day of the tiger. So it is a very stormy combination, and somebody is gonna get hit by that combination. It looks like it's British politics this time. Okay, so coming back to Bitcoin now. Yes, the bias is more to the upside tomorrow. I could not have predicted this in advance, the pumps for today, because of this 73% historical probability of closing on a red, which was contradicting the Chinese time frames. Right? So when I see my cycles contradicting, I keep quiet. But tomorrow we're more on the same page. Right? We have the eclipses forecasting 60% probability of closing on green, etc., etc. So just have a look at the eclipse cycle. Look at that. It's mostly green for September. They're not always correct, so I'm not saying this is the cycle, but it's definitely not a bad cycle. Okay, so what do we want to know next? What is the best question that we could be asking? Is uh, is this a real pump or it's a fake out pump? That is the next question that we could be asking. And then let's check what the cycles are saying. So I always start with the eclipse cycle. So according to the eclipse cycle, we made a bottom on 27th of August, which didn't materialize. The bottom materialized on 1st of September, according to what I remember. Or did we make a lower low after that? Uh, on 1st of September we made a lower low, right? So for now, that's the bottom that we have made, which is very near to the eclipse cycle bottom, the 27th of August. So that is very important to know, that the cycle has made a bottom, even if it didn't materialize to us in front of our eyes as a bottom. The cycle has made a bottom, and now where the cycle is heading, it's heading for a top. And where uh, just before I move to the top, so look at that, we have here on the eclipse cycle, on the 4th of September is a historical bottom, local bottom. So even on a downtrend, even when we were on a downtrend in March, Bitcoin still managed to go on a on a on a little rally, local rally between the 10th of March 2025 and 23rd of March 2025. This is how it looked like. So 10th of March 2025. Here it is. So 10th of March 2025 is here, and it went on a rally until 25th of March 2025, even on a bear trend. So that is why, so even in a bear trend, if Bitcoin can pick up some strength to make a local rally, why can't we do that on a bull trend? And yes, this is what I expect. So 10th of March 2025 is the equivalent of 4th of September 2025. So we come back here, 4th of September 2025. 4th of September 2025 was acting as a local bottom, according to the eclipse cycle. And from there on, we are expecting now that we are heading for a local top around 18th of September. Look at the historical performance on this day. So this day is day number 173 of the eclipse cycle. Almost, at the end of the solar eclipse cycle, day 173. Here though, it is forecasting a red closure, right? So this calculation is done by counting all green and red closures here. But on the other hand, recently, in the past few years, in the past year actually to be more precise, this aspect it has closed on green. This day of the solar eclipse cycle is not an aspect, and then it has been followed by a downtrend, and it has made a top. So going by the eclipse cycle, look, this is like right in my eyes, I cannot ignore that. So going by the eclipse cycle, we're heading for a top on 18th of September. And now we're going to check the Chinese cycles. And according to the Chinese cycles, let's have a look. Again, we are heading for a top. However, the Chinese cycle is stopping on the 14th, on 12th of September. Right? So the eclipse cycle is forecasting all the way until 18th of September, and the Chinese cycle is forecasting a top until 12th of September. But both of them agree that we are actually heading up. Let's see if there is any other dates here. So here it is in May. This cycle in May represented some indecision here, and then suddenly it went to a top. So the Chinese time frames are saying now the next stop is 12th of September top, but it may actually prolong to 19th of September top, because this is in alignment here with a historical top on this level. And that happened even on a bear trend. The previous time we had that cycle, as I explained a few minutes earlier, Bitcoin made a bottom here on 10th of March and it topped on 25th of March. So there is opportunity to go more to the upside by 21st of September even. But these are more recent ones. So the more recent ones, the more we can take them seriously. And the logic for that is because most of the planets, most of the slow planets were in similar positions to where the slow planets are now in the present month. That is why we take these more seriously than the past. And then another cycle that we need to take seriously is the season. The season, it needs to be the same season. It benefits from checking the same season. That means we're looking now for September last year. So 5th of September last year on the Chinese cycle is the equivalent on 8th of January last year. And then what happened, there was a spike down on the 13th of January, which was a very deep spike, and then it showed a lot of bullish momentum after that. It was just a quick spike and then it headed up. So we need to be aware of that. So that can happen on the 10th of September or around the 10th of September. There is that historical spike down that happened. Another thing that we can check in the past, so we checked the January one. In terms of the November one is mega bullish, so I'm not even gonna check that, because we don't want, if we are mega bullish in September, then we have to be selling after that, and I think that October will be a lot more bullish month. So let's check September 2024. So September 2024, this time actually exactly, was doing a retracement for 3 days, only for 3 days, and then it headed up. And it made a top on 27th of September 2024, which is the equivalent to 22nd of September 2025. So I'm not surprised by this. by these cycles, because these are the seasonal tops that I have showed you many times before. Let me see, for those of you who are new. Okay, pictures, screenshots. So these are the historical, these are the seasonal tops and bottoms that they work like a clock. They are so good, and they work not only on the markets, they work in our personal life. So for example, now we're making a personal bottom. Look, 7th and 8th of September, we're making a personal bottom, and it does feel like that. It's kind of feels that we're struggling, that we're kind of swimming against the tide. And then the top in September is given to be between 22nd to 24th. This is the autumn equinox. And now we are in the season of reaping rewards. The most fruits come out in September. These are the pears, the apples, traditionally the most popular fruits, they come out in September. So we're entering seasonally a bull month. Okay. This was not accurate for, I need to backtest this couple of months here. So this 7th and 9th of August did perform as a bottom, but 2020 to 2022 to 24 didn't perform as a top. So that in itself, again, every single cycle that I have checked in the past few days, and I checked a lot of them, every single cycle is saying oversold, oversold, oversold. Look at this one. This should have been topping on 22nd to 24th, and it topped only on that conjunction there between Venus and Jupiter. Everybody predicted that top in August with that conjunction between Jupiter and Venus, and that's it. It hasn't managed to recover since then, but it will. We will get a nice month of consolidation in September, and then we're heading for the banana shapes in October. So for now, we're way oversold when we check what has happened in the past. But on the other hand, we need a bit more consolidation here. We don't want now starting pumping towards making a lower high. We really don't want that lower high there to be creating volatility. Okay, so we checked 2 cycles so far, and we're moving on, checking other cycles. And the next cycle that we're gonna check is the lunar eclipse, because the lunar eclipse is happening in a couple of days' time. So according to the lunar eclipse, I have back tested them in this way. Only the total lunar eclipses, I have back tested them separately. They are here in this table. And I have back tested all the lunar eclipses together, as if it doesn't matter what kind of lunar eclipse it is, because I wanted to obtain the different results to see how I can compare them. So first of all, a very interesting event is that this axis here between Virgo and Pisces playing out on the eclipses has happened only last year. Only last year we had a lunar eclipse in Pisces. Last year was on 25 degrees of Pisces. This year is on 15 degrees of Pisces. Right? But last year it was not a total lunar eclipse. This year is a total lunar eclipse. Last year was a partial lunar eclipse. And that was it. These eclipses have not taken place in Bitcoin's life before. So we have very small reference to that in terms of how the total lunar eclipses are affecting Bitcoin. I have taken these percentages, but none of them have been actually on this axis, on the Pisces Virgo axis. Okay, so what the results are showing is that the total lunar eclipse, when it is total, it leads to 64% downtrend. 64% of the time in the past has led to a downtrend. And 57% of the time before the event, we were on a bull trend. Bitcoin was on a bull trend before the total lunar eclipse. However, for the past 2 years, that was not the case. For in 2024, the total lunar eclipse actually was followed by 10 days to the upside. Right, that was last year. So it's very difficult actually to forecast what will happen this year. And anyone who is making their predictions involving the total lunar eclipse, they really don't know what they're talking about, because yes, across all total lunar eclipses, the trend is down 64% of the time. But last year, after the total lunar eclipse, we went up for 10 days. Now, what is remarkable about this is that the previous lunar eclipse, that was last year, by the way, last year we had a total lunar eclipse. Sorry, not last year, in March, I beg your pardon. In March, we had a total lunar eclipse. So this year we have had 2 total lunar eclipses. So in March, the total lunar eclipse, it went up for 10 days. That is in March. And last year, the eclipse was not total, but it was in Pisces the way it is this year. Sorry, it's a bit confusing, but my point was that only the last 2 lunar eclipses resonate with our lunar eclipse in different ways. They're not exact match to our total lunar eclipse. And then look what happened. So last year, the lunar eclipse was in Pisces. Look what happened. It was followed by 10 days to the upside, 4 days down, 4 days up, and then made a bottom on the 10th of October, and 4 days down again, which is the equivalent to the 10th of October bottom. That was the final bottom before the banana shapes, before the parabolic moves. That was last year. So I have projected the dates. So this year we begin from the 7th of September is when we are getting this total lunar eclipse. So I'm projecting the date. 7 plus 10 is 17, and then another 4 days, 21st of September we expect down according to this projection, and then 4 days up we expect 25th of September up, and then another 4 days down. We are arriving at the date 29th of September, final bottom before the parabolic moves. Then I take the next eclipse that happened this year, and it is similar to us because it was a total lunar eclipse like this year. And again, I'm doing the same projection. Look how similar they are. And again, 10 days to the upside after the eclipse, then 6 days down. Last time it was 4 days down, this time it was 6 days down, and last time it was 4 days up and 2 days down. But in total, 4 days up and 2 days up this last time in March. But the total dates are the same. 17th of September projected to be a pivot high, then a local bottom around 21st to 23rd of September, they differ here, and then a local top 25th of September, it's the same, and then a local bottom here the 2nd of October. That's the second projection. So this is what the total lunar eclipse cycle is projecting for us, right? So I showed you in the previous video that we have a very big gun date very near 2nd of October. I'm not gonna say it again because I'm doing a forecast for September, and just I want to reward the people who actually watch the videos till the end That date was mentioned in the previous video. We have a very, very big gun bottom date, very near the 2nd of October. Very near, right. It was not the 2nd of October, but very near that. So this is it. These 3 cycles now are giving us where we can expect the bottom, the final bottom before the parabolic moves. This is what they're answering. This is the question they want to answer. I know we want to know what happens in September, when we're gonna get our bottom, the September bottom we want to know. But these cycles don't want to answer that question. They want to answer the question, when is the bottom before the parabolic moves? And that's what they're saying. End of September or in the beginning of October. So I covered the top for you here now, according to the Chinese time frames. We're looking at these possible tops historically that were made on those time frames. 12th, then we'll see what happens then. Now I'll provide another update. Then the next possible date, 19, and then the next possible date, 22nd of September, which I really don't expect to happen, by the way. But I'm highlighting it for technical reasons, because the previous cycle was stopping then. And we are projecting now where the bottom will lead, and look at these historical bottoms here. 7th of April, 6th of June, 5th of August, all of these are historical bottoms. So very soon I will reveal to you when is the next bottom. Okay, for now we're focused more on the top, to narrow down when we're gonna make the top. So remember now that we have a potential risk here for a spike down on 10th of September. But until then, the projection is that we're going up between now and the 10th of September. We may have some red candles. I'm not saying that we're gonna be going up straight in green candles from now, but the projection is that we're heading for a top. And then the risk comes on around the 10th of September for a potential historical spike down. Okay. So how long is this video now? This video is getting way too long, 30 minutes long. So I showed you the big picture from now on for the next 2 weeks, and then tomorrow I will make another video where I'm gonna go into more detail and I'll show you some other important cycles. Bye for now.